Good morning. Happy New Year's 2018.
Yay! We made it!
So we're checking in as a final installment for our video about tips that you could do if you're going to try the 100,000 step challenge. And we haven't completely given up. We thought we'd probably be done, but we've kind of realized that each time we've gotten a little bit further. And so we really realized that it's just, you really have to devote the whole day and you just can't waste any time. And so we're going to tell you a couple strategies that, again, if you're going to try it, or just what we might do in the future to make sure we get there.
Yeah, so the first tip we have is, and which is probably what we're going to do next time, is actually start at midnight. Because you really do need the whole 24 hours unless you plan on walking for 17 hours straight, which is nearly impossible. Just the monotony of it, you need to start a little bit earlier. So we're thinking that the next time we do it, we'll probably do something like go to bed at 8, get 4 hours of sleep, and start at midnight and walk as long as we can, and then sleep until 8 in the morning, and then start again.
Yeah, so essentially just try to front load and get the majority of the steps earlier, because there comes a point in time in the day you have to account for you're actually going to be slowing down. And so like when we started, we were averaging about 8,000 steps an hour. When we were finished, we were around 5. And it's just, there's one of those things where you just, it's not like you're going to start running or something when you're 70,000 steps in. So those are some little things. We also realized that like you literally have to have a perfect surface. We were doing the track, we were doing, walk around the block. It was flat. But once we established and realized that we need to be on that surface at the field, again, that was something that we should have started with right from the beginning.
Is that AstroTurf? Is that what that's called?
It's that new turf
with the cork.
Yeah, there's little bits of cork, but even I think probably the fields with the nice rubber might suffice.
It was just softer on the joints. Like a track is not meant. The most people run on a track is 10,000 meters. That's nowhere near 100,000 steps. So to be doing that on a track is hard on the joints. And so when we started walking on the field with the socks, in our socks, it was actually really, really easy. And we realized that we should have done that first. Like we should have walked on the track, on the field the whole time, and then interdispersed that with other things.
And so to recap, start at 12 a.m., try to really get a big chunk in that first segment at like 12:01. Maybe try to get to like 30,000 steps, and then take your sleep for a couple hours so that you wake up, you're pretty well charged up. Second step is make sure you're on a really good surface and consistent, and you're systematic. I would say third, find out what your average steps per hour is, so you can just do the simple math. Initially, I thought this would be about 10 to 12 hours of walking, and I think we realized it's closer to 15 to 17. And so it's doable, but it's really, there's no fluff, there's no room for, you really have to have a systematic approach for a 24-hour day, because it happens quick. Well, it comes on quick.
And also just the monotony, like we figured out that we have to, when we like walked to the courthouse at one point, or not the courthouse, to the DMV at one point, and that was like 5,000 steps, and we hardly really recognized that. We hardly even noticed that. However, we were walking the track, it was like, oh my gosh, 3,000 steps felt like an hour.
Yeah.
So I think if you can find some ways to get maybe 10,000 steps here or there on the, Chase is moving the table. If you can get 10,000 steps here or there somewhere outside of the track or the field, that will help a ton. Just make sure that, I would say make sure it's flat, and make sure it's somewhere that's not going to have like a bunch of crevices, not too rough on the joints. But we found that kind of helped us with the steps in between, was just walking to different places as opposed to walking to the track.
Yes. And so I think we're gonna maybe try to give it another shot. I mean, we ended up getting a little over 60,000, which is nothing to be ashamed of. It was a little over 30 miles for me. I burned about 7,000 calories.
Insane.
So, but it's kind of one of those things in my mind. In our mind, we just kind of want to tackle it, and I think we can do it. We just have to, again, re-strategize, but we've made progress and we've seen where we can improve. And so we'll give it another shot. We'll definitely document it. And
but also remember, we have to tell them to watch videos or something, like, because
Yeah.
it's boring. And like,
Yeah.
you better I would recommend having like either a series that you're watching, get unlimited data, because you need to be watching something. Like, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
I-
love you, but I cannot talk to you for 14 hours.
I know.
Like, you know what
And
I mean?
I started thinking about it. It's like, what's anything you would do in a day, leisurely or whatever, for 15 hours where you would be, I mean, I couldn't watch 15 hours of TV or video games or I don't even know, read a book. Like, no, there's nothing you can really do for 15 hours straight.
So it's really a mental test.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
It is physical. We were definitely feeling it in our lower legs. My calf was getting sore. My foot was hurting a little bit.
And we're not out of shape people. Like, this, mind you, we exercise, right? We
Yeah.
teach PE. Like, we're
Yeah.
moving all day. Sometimes we get like 20,000 steps a day without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
But this is just a whole nother beast. So
Yeah.
we'll put the tips on the screen somewhere in this region.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know if we're doing any other videos besides this.
we may, but this is our main one.
Okay.
All right. Over and out.